welcome to Nug and Cymek review DC Universe, the New 52, where every week Nug and I review every single one of the new DC titles. I'm Andrew Cymek.
And I'm Nug. And this week, week 3, technically.
Week 3?
But technically week 2 of the most titles. But yeah, a lot of viewership. Thanks for watching. Thank you to the Silver Snail for letting us in after hours to get this done.
They've been amazing to us.
And hopefully you're amazing to them. So let's just dive in.
Let's do it.
Let's get started. This week's first comic, Deathstroke. First shot of Deathstroke, the Terminator, in his own comic, which is kind of great.
Yeah, I mean, I love Deathstroke. I thought he was completely badass in Brad Meltzer's Identity Crisis.
Real good.
Really great. Was really looking forward to this book. What did you think?
I was looking forward to it as well because I really like the character. I really like that they establish him right off the top as a lone wolf. That's his thing. He's a loner and he's a badass. He's pure badass throughout the book. You see, he's very good at his job, and for the new readers, they set it up. He's got enhanced senses, enhanced speed and strength. He's the best possible hitman that's out there.
Yeah, it's a great first issue for new readers who don't know Deathstroke, who kind of want a badass. I mean, he's got to feel a little bit like Wolverine, like in terms of he's just so badass.
Yeah, but the cool part about him is that where Wolverine, sorry to talk about the other guys, where Wolverine is, young and hip, Deathstroke's kind of an old man.
Yeah.
And he's an ass-kicking old man, he's grumpy, he's old, he's set in his ways, and it's pretty great.
Well, they actually introduce a young Team Slade team.
And as soon as they introduce the new team, I'm like, they're done for. Yeah. They're not going to make the end of the book.
Spoilers, but their banter between each other where Slade just cannot stand this new generation. I actually noticed that a lot in a lot of the books that came out this week was, did you notice that the fighting between maybe the older generation and the new generation, and there's a definite difference in voice and the way they speak and the attitude about them.
Well, maybe that's a theme in all of DC's new books. Hey, people who still want things set the old way, this is your new DC. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I almost pictured, like, John Wayne as Slade,
It'd be great.
With a bunch of, young whippersnappers and just with no respect for...
So good.
For me, I really liked it.
Yep.
The ending, I don't, you know what I'm saying with the ending where they kind of...
Yeah, there wasn't a real cliffhanger. You just got to meet him and then he just moved on. We'll see what happens next issue. Not a real cliffhanger. Tons of action, though.
Tons of action.
Lots of people dying, lots of blood. It's great. Pick it up. Give it a read. It's pretty good. A great first issue to get you interested in the rest, even though the end didn't have the cliffhanger feel. Moving on. Here he is, the lab rat himself, Superboy. I opened this up. He's a lab rat. I don't know if you've seen Young Justice at all, but that's how Superboy starts in Young Justice as a lab rat. Talking to Red, the little girl in the glasses who works there too. I have a sneaky feeling she's one of the Wildstorm Gen 13 kids. Just me having Wildstorm come into this universe. So, Superboy. I didn't hate it, although running him through endless simulations isn't really action in a comic.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The simulations, it got old after, I think, the third simulation.
Yeah.
It had me fooled for the first one, though, which I appreciated. It kind of... I'm a huge Con-El fan. I mean, I loved him in Teen Titans, the Jeff Johns run. Seeing what they're doing, it's kind of new, it's kind of offbeat. It has the feeling of a science fiction book.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not an action comic by any stretch.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, I mean... I know we're doing reviews. I don't know, like thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm like thumbs middle on it, mostly because I don't. If Action Comics is Superman, before, if Justice League is 5 years ago, and Action Comics is while Superman's getting established, I think Superboy is like Teen Titans might be now, and Superboy might be the 5 years ago of Superboy. Which then it shows spoilers. At the end, it looks like they're going to plant him on the Titans as an insider. Which they've done a lot in DC Comics, planted somebody on a team to infiltrate from within. Red Tornado, I'm looking at you. But it's a recurring theme in some DC Comics, and it's a theme that I guess works, but we get our first peek at the Teen Titans costumes.
Yeah.
You could say what you want about them.
I reserve right for judgment. If the story makes sense, I will, talk about when Teen Titans comes out. But we were talking about, like, the whole putting the insider in. I felt like we've done that already quite a bit.
But as we've said to some of our Silver Snail staff downstairs, we've been talking about it. If you were trying to go to comic books to not read the same things over and over, get out of comic books, because the same things are going to happen over and over.
With Superboy, I have to say thumbs in the middle, too.
Middle.
I mean, it's not like a must pick up, but it's a good start. I wasn't expecting what they gave me with a Superboy comic.
Right. Next up on the list, Mr. Terrific. I found it to be terrific, which I knew I was going to. Mr. Terrific is one of those characters that I really love. He's come over from the old universe to the new one. Still the third smartest man in the world. And they get that. There is some awesome humor, some great banter, and some great writing in this book that made me laugh out loud. And I really appreciated it.
And that's, I think, where the book shines, is in the humor. I was never a huge Mr. Terrific fan. I liked him as part of the JSA.
Right.
But this is one of the best books of this week.
Oh, absolutely. Hands down one of the best books this week.
The humor's bang on, and we do a little skit called Red Tornado Watch, because, he's a huge Red Tornado Watch. And, we're 3 weeks in. I'm already sick of it. I want to do a Power Girl watch.
Oh, but Karen Starr shows up this week.
Karen Starr is in this book, so it made me happy.
And for you JSA fans, there's a young teen black kid named Jakeem in this who might be Jakeem Thunder, which is pretty great. Overall, a great book. Really sets up the sci-fi aspect. There's some time travel. There's quantum mechanics. He's a science... It is a science fiction book, really heavy on the science.
But really funny as well.
Very funny.
Like, they do a great job balancing.
So funny, so great. My favorite is when he saves the day. I think this is line of the week, where he saves the day, and they're like, "You're the third smartest guy in the world. Who's 1 and 2?" And he goes, "A simple thanks, black man, for saving my life."
Yeah.
So great.
Made me laugh out loud. Go pick up Mr. Terrific. If you've never heard of him, it's a perfect jumping on book.
It's awesome. Next up, Suicide Squad. I will cover the naughty bits on Harley.
Don't cover.
Sorry, it's Suicide Squad. Hate the costume on Harley. But, that being said, what did you think of the book?
Again, thumbs in the middle on the book. I think that they were trying to go... There were elements of humor where they almost tried to duplicate Gail Simone's success on Secret Six.
I can see
that.
And,
like, there were moments where it's like, oh, we're going to be funny. And it just didn't catch on.
Yeah, it just didn't get as... Or it was funny, and, as a comedian, I can look at it and go, oh, look at you trying. Right. But I'm pretty judgmental. But they had moments. King Shark.
Yeah, King Shark made me laugh out loud the first frame.
Because he's King Shark. Yeah. But thumbs middle of the book. I don't know about this Deadshot. I like Deadshot a lot. Don't know about this Deadshot.
Deadshot's a great character. The characters are, I think you said, unnecessarily different when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
For me, the costumes, I don't mind them that much. I can understand what they're doing. I like Harley as a character. She still seems to be maniacal and kind of off, so I can...
Well, and everybody has their little moment when they got arrested and sucked into the Suicide Squad, and hers is really sad.
It is sad.
Which is where, and Black Canary makes a little appearance in that scene. Batman shows up unnecessarily in a bunch of these books this week, which I'm so pissed about. I don't care. Not every book needs Batman. But Deadshot scene
is...
Just a
sprinkle
no sprinkle of spoilers, but no sprinkle of Batman. But right at the end, spoiler alert, at the end, there is a shot of Amanda Waller. Now, I'm already angry that this Amanda Waller is far sexier than she needs to be. Now, and then I said, that's not Amanda Waller from Justice League Unlimited. That's not Amanda Waller from Superman, the animated series. That's not Amanda Waller from the future Batman series. That's not Amanda Waller. But then you said...
that looks very similar to Angela Bassett from the Green Lantern movie.
It should have been Pam Grier from Smallville.
We both missed The Wall.
I love The Wall.
Suicide Squad, yeah, there are better books out there this week.
Speaking of which, it's Frankenstein and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. by Toronto's own Jeff Lemire. I really dug the Flashpoint mini, and which served as a nice intro for me for these characters. Getting into this, the art is really, spooky and scrawly, and I get what they're doing with the art. The story's fantastic, and much like Animal Man last week, Jeff does the intro. Any information you might want, Frank, I call him Frank, we're buddies. Frank accesses the computer system with his brain, and all the information is there. Any question you might have. Really dig this character of Father Time.
Yep.
That gets a new body every now and then, and that's just this one. Really enjoy that Ray Palmer's in here. And the story's pretty great and pretty gruesome.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Lemire had your book of the week last week with
Yeah.
Animal Man. I think he nails it. Not as good as Animal Man for me.
No.
I thought it was a great start. There's so many characters, and already the dynamic between the Wolfman and the vampire, bang on,
It's
amazing. Jeff, great job again. That's 2 for 2.
Next up, one that I was really looking forward to this week, Resurrection Man.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to Resurrection Man as well. I wasn't as impressed with it as I wanted to be. I felt the first 10 pages were very good, and it had me. And then I don't know, something happened on the plane where I just stopped caring.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just maybe it's because I had very high expectations with it. I love the concept. His interior monologue of every time he comes back from the dead.
And what it's like for him every time he comes back.
I really enjoyed that. We were talking a bit about Jeff Lemire's Animal Man, and it's like they took this concept and brought it into a smaller scale. And I felt that Resurrection Man was strongest when they had it at that small scale, where it was a personal thing of coming back from the dead.
Right.
And then the threat was almost too big, too fast for me.
Understood. There's a creepy villain who looks like has connections to both heaven and hell,
Yep.
which is kind of cool. The body doubles show up at the end, and body doubles have always been like a sentimental favorite of villains for a lot of people. They're the body doubles. Come
Sure.
on. So it's a pretty good book. I say pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the better books. Because my expectations for the book was very high, I just don't think it met my expectations.
All right.
That's my fault, though.
It should be. That is your fault. You live with it.
Yeah.
Up next, Legion Lost. A book that I was really looking forward to this week because I'm a massive Legion fan. This even has some of my favorite Legion characters in it, like Tirok and Tellus and Dawnstar and Wildfire. And yet, I was kind of disappointed with this book.
And I am not a Legion fan, and this did not make me a Legion fan.
You get the idea they're lost in time. You get the idea they're chasing a perp. This is a lot of these books are chasing perps.
That, the whole book was stuff happening, and I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care at all about the characters. I was talking to you, I felt like this should have been, in terms of the schedule, maybe...
Should have been the first Legion book.
Yeah.
Instead of Legion Lost.
Instead of Legion Lost.
But I can see why they wanted to put this one out so that you have a connection to Earth. Like,
Right.
instead of setting something in the future.
Yeah, I get that.
But it should have been the first Legion book first, and then you might have cared.
I mean, the thing is I cared about Wildfire.
Yes.
Right? Why? Because he had a funny line. And when there's not really any character development in a book, you search for other things to latch onto.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters in this, as there is. And I was explaining to Andrew, for those of you who don't know the Legion, this isn't even like a third of the team.
No.
And for me, Legion has always been young heroes in love that also fight, crime. But these guys, there's one couple, not the Durlin I wanted. Tellus shows up. Tirok, great. No disco collar anymore. So, but there are a few characters I like, but there's not enough character within those characters
Right.
in the book.
Right. And my history with the Legion is pretty much relegated to Superman's stories with them. So, I mean, it's not like I know nothing about the Legion, but I just found that viewing this as a new book for new readers to get them, to introduce them to the Legion, I think it doesn't do a good job of that.
Yeah, I wanted it to do a lot more than it did.
Yeah.